Ah, Mama, you are so sweet down there, even sweeter than your daughter.
Tell me the truth, Nathan. If I were younger, would you still be fighting this hard for me?
Yes, without a doubt.
What happens when desire turns a mother into her daughter's greatest enemy? Can love justify betrayal? Watch till the end and tell me what you would have done if you were Amaka. The moment Dr. Nathan Obi walked into the living room of the old bungalow in Umudara village, his eyes searched for one person. And when he saw her, his face lit up instantly. He stood to his feet, smiling broadly. "Ah, here she is," he said excitedly. "The very reason we are here today." Evelyn's smile froze. Before she could ask what he meant, Dr. Nathan turned toward her and spoke words that shattered her entire world.
Wait, before we continue, smash that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss amazing African folktale stories like this. Hit the like button if this story moved you. It really helps our channel grow. Comment below. Tell us where you're watching from and which part of the story touched you the most. I want to see all your thoughts. And if you're craving more African folktales, check out the Bumped app on the Play Store. Hundreds of stories waiting for you. Okay, now let's get back to the story.
Mama Evelyn, I have come with my family to officially ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. Amaka and I have been seeing each other for a while now, and I want to make her my wife. The room spun. Evelyn's heart dropped violently inside her chest. She looked at the man she had loved in silence for over 20 years, then at her daughter. Her only daughter. Her ears rang. Her throat went dry. Every secret dream she had buried deep inside her heart collapsed in one breath. Still, she forced a smile. Her hands trembled as she wiped imaginary sweat from her forehead. "Ah, this is sudden," she said slowly. "Let me think about it. I will give you my answer." They smiled, thanked her, and left happily. But the moment the door closed behind them, Evelyn collapsed onto the floor. That night, she locked herself inside her room and cried like a broken child. "How could she do this to me?" she sobbed. "I told her everything. Everything. How could she take the man I love?" Later that night, she confronted her daughter. "Amaka," she said softly, forcing calm into her voice. "You know I've always talked about him. You know how I feel about Dr. Nathan. This marriage, maybe it's not a good idea." Amaka stared at her mother in shock. "Mama, I didn't plan this," she said honestly. "It just happened. He chose me." Those words cut Amaka deeper than a knife. "But I've loved him for years," Evelyn whispered. "Mama, please don't try to stop this. This is what I want." Evelyn turned away. Amaka didn't see the fire burning in the mother's eyes. She didn't know that something dark had awakened inside her mother's heart. The next day, Evelyn traveled to the next village to see her younger sister, Auntie Ruth. "He was meant to be mine," Evelyn cried bitterly. "My own daughter betrayed me." Auntie Ruth listened quietly, then said words that changed everything. "If you can't stop the marriage, then destroy it." Together, they formed a plan. Evelyn used Lillian, her daughter's closest friend, as a weapon. Lillian often visited Amaka, laughing with her like a sister. One afternoon, while Amaka was busy cooking, Lillian secretly took her phone and sent a message to Dr. Nathan. "Meet me at Golden Crest Hotel by 10 p.m. I have a surprise for you." Dr. Nathan smiled when he saw the message. He believed it was from Amaka. At exactly 10 p.m., he arrived at the hotel. But when he entered the room, his heart skipped. It was Lillian sitting there, wearing a tight red dress that left nothing to imagination. She moved closer and whispered, "Amaka is not right for you. She's young, foolish, and she has ruined her body with abortions. I can make you happier." Dr. Nathan stood up immediately, anger burning in his eyes. "You call yourself her friend?" he snapped. "She trusted you." He walked out and immediately called Amaka, warning her to stay away from Lillian. Amaka was shattered. She cried bitterly. She had no idea her own mother was the mastermind behind it all. Instead of breaking them apart, the incident drew Dr. Nathan and Amaka closer. Amaka cared deeply for his 10-year-old son, Daniel, who had lost his mother years ago. She cooked, nurtured, and loved him like her own. Dr. Nathan was moved. Soon, a wedding date was fixed. The entire village celebrated. Everyone congratulated Evelyn, the bride's mother. She smiled, but inside, she was burning. On the night of the wedding, Evelyn sat alone in her room staring at an old portrait she had once drawn of Dr. Nathan. "I loved you for 20 years, she whispered through tears. "When my daughter was still a baby, I already loved you." After the wedding, the couple moved to Emerald City. Life was peaceful. Then one day, Evelyn called Amaka. "My daughter," she said weakly, "I am very sick. I feel pain everywhere. Please, I need you." Concerned, Amaka spoke with her husband and they agreed Evelyn should come stay with them. When Evelyn arrived, she hugged her daughter tightly and smiled sweetly at Dr. Nathan. But inside her heart, she smiled for a very different reason. She had not come to heal. She had come with a plan. From the day Evelyn arrived in Emerald City, Peace quietly packed its bags and left. Evelyn moved slowly, groaning softly, acting weak and helpless. Amaka treated her like fragile glass, cooking special meals, massaging her back, reminding her to take medicine. To the outside world, Evelyn was a sick mother finally being cared for by her loving daughter. But inside Evelyn's heart, something else was happening. Every night, when the house fell silent, Evelyn sat on her bed and listened. She listened to Amaka's laughter from the bedroom. She listened to the deep voice of Dr. Nathan as he spoke gently to his wife. She listened to the sound of happiness she believed belonged to her. And each sound stabbed her heart. "She is living the life that should have been mine," Evelyn whispered one night, gripping her wrapper tightly. She began to observe Dr. Nathan closely. The way he woke up early every morning. The way he prayed before leaving work. The way he carried Daniel on his shoulders and laughed. Everything she once admired from afar was now right in front of her, and it was killing her. Evelyn slowly changed her tactics. She started waking up before everyone else, preparing breakfast. "Let Amaka rest," she would say sweetly. "She works so hard." She praised Dr. Nathan constantly. "You're such a good man. Any woman would be lucky to have you. My daughter doesn't know how blessed she is." Dr. Nathan laughed it off, uncomfortable but polite. Amaka noticed nothing. She trusted her mother. She never imagined that the woman who gave her life was slowly planning to take it. It started subtly. One evening, Amaka returned from work tired and stressed. Evelyn sighed loudly. "Marriage changes men," she said casually. "Some women don't realize until it's too late." Amaka paused. "Mama, what do you mean?" Evelyn waved it off. "Nothing. I am just an old woman talking." But the words stayed. Another day, when Dr. Nathan came home late, Evelyn spoke again. "Men are weak creatures," she said softly while peeling vegetables. "If a man ever cheats, sometimes it's because his wife failed him." Amaka's chest tightened. "Mama, why are you saying this?" Evelyn looked wounded. So now I can't even talk in my daughter's house?" Amaka apologized immediately, and Evelyn smiled when she turned away. Little by little, doubt entered Amaka's heart. Then Evelyn went further. One night, while Amaka was bathing, Evelyn entered Dr. Nathan's room pretending to search for pain relief balm. She wore a loose night wrapper. She accidentally tripped. Dr. Nathan rushed to help her. Their bodies touched. Just briefly, but Evelyn held his arm a little too long. Her eyes locked into his. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I've been alone for so long." Dr. Nathan pulled away immediately, uncomfortable. "This should never happen again," he said firmly. Evelyn bowed her head in apology, but inside her heart, she smiled. The seed had been planted. That night, rain fell heavily. The lights went out. Darkness filled the house. Amaka and Daniel were asleep in one room. Dr. Nathan lay awake scrolling through his phone. A soft knock came on his door. "Who is it?" he asked. "It's me, Mama Evelyn," came the weak voice. "I'm not feeling well. My chest hurts." Concerned, Dr. Nathan opened the door. Evelyn stood shaking, pretending to struggle for breath. He helped her sit on the bed. She cried softly. "I don't want to die alone," she whispered. "Your wife has everything. Youth, beauty, love. But me, I have nothing." Dr. Nathan stood up. "This conversation is not right," he said. "I'll call Amaka." Evelyn grabbed his arm. "Please don't wake her," she begged. Her grip tightened. Her tears fell. Then she said the words that broke something inside him. "If I were younger, would you have chosen me?" Dr. Nathan froze.
Wait! You can enjoy more stories from our Bombed app on Play Store. Go over to Play Store, search for Bombed, install the app instantly for free. Hundreds of stories waiting for you to watch absolutely for free. Or check the description of this video. The app link is there. Open it and download Bombed app instantly today. See you on Bombed.
Amaka began to notice small things. At first, she ignored them. Her mother sat closer to Dr. Nathan than necessary. She laughed a little too loudly at his jokes. She always found excuses to be alone with him in the kitchen. "Maybe I'm overthinking," Amaka told herself. After all, this was her mother. One evening, Amaka returned early from work and heard voices in the sitting room. She paused at the doorway. Evelyn was crying. "You don't understand how lonely I am," she was saying softly. Dr. Nathan stood a few steps away, clearly uncomfortable. "Mama Evelyn, please," he said. "This conversation is not appropriate." Amaka stepped in quickly. "What's going on?" she asked. Evelyn wiped her tears instantly. "Nothing," she said sweetly. "I was just telling your husband how grateful I am." But Amaka's heart felt heavy. That night, she couldn't sleep. She turned and faced her husband. "Nathan, is my mother disturbing you?" Dr. Nathan hesitated. That hesitation spoke louder than words. "She's just emotional," he said carefully. "She's been through a lot." Amaka nodded, but unease settled in her chest like a stone. From that day, she started watching, and what she saw frightened her. Evelyn realized something dangerous. Amaka was becoming alert, so she moved faster. One afternoon, when Amaka was out, Evelyn deliberately cut her finger while slicing vegetables. Not deep, but enough to bleed. When Dr. Nathan rushed in, she cried dramatically. "I'm so weak. I think I'm dying." He cleaned the wound and wrapped it gently. She held his hand again. This time, she didn't let go. That evening, when Amaka returned, Evelyn was already lying down, looking pale. She called her daughter to her bedside. "My child," she whispered weakly, "I didn't want to tell you this, but I must." Amaka knelt beside her immediately. "What is it, Mama?" Evelyn sighed painfully. Your husband, he tried to touch me. The words landed like thunder. Amaka froze. What? She whispered. Evelyn began to cry. He came into my room, she lied. I begged him to leave me alone, but he said he had feelings for me. Amaka's world collapsed. Her chest burned. Her ears rang. That night, Amaka confronted her husband. Nathan, she said, her voice shaking, did you touch my mother? Dr. Nathan stared at her in disbelief. What? No, never. Then why would she lie? Amaka cried. Dr. Nathan opened his mouth, then he closed it. Because how do you explain the truth without sounding guilty? Silence filled the room. Amaka broke down in tears. You swore to protect me, she sobbed. Dr. Nathan reached for her, but she pulled away. In the other room, Evelyn lay quietly, listening. A slow, victorious smile spread across her face. She whispered to herself, now the house will burn from inside. And outside, the night grew darker. After that night, nothing was the same. Amaka became distant. She stopped laughing freely. She avoided being alone with her husband. When Dr. Nathan tried to explain himself, she shut down. Please, she said one night, her eyes tired and swollen. I need space. Dr. Nathan felt like a stranger in his own home. Evelyn watched everything quietly. She increased her lies carefully, never too much, never too fast. Whenever Amaka complained about her marriage, Evelyn sighed and said, I warned you, men show their true colors after marriage. She cried often in front of her daughter, acting wounded and fragile. I wanted to protect you, but you didn't listen. Amaka began to doubt her own judgment. She started blaming herself. Maybe I rushed into marriage. Maybe Mama saw something I didn't. Dr. Nathan noticed the shift. Amaka no longer cooked his favorite meals. She barely spoke to him. At night, she turned her back to him. One evening, he tried again. Amaka, I swear before God, I have never touched your mother, he said firmly. Amaka looked at him, pain in her eyes. Then why does she cry every time she sees you? Dr. Nathan had no answer because the truth was buried under lies too heavy to lift. Evelyn knew the final step was near. She needed Amaka completely broken and Dr. Nathan completely isolated. So she made her boldest move yet. One morning, while Amaka was away for work, Evelyn visited Dr. Nathan's office unannounced. Her colleagues greeted her warmly. Ah, Mama, you've come to see your son-in-law. Evelyn forced tears. He has changed, she said quietly. My daughter cries every night. The nurses exchanged uncomfortable glances. By the time Dr. Nathan heard about it, whispers had already begun. At home, Evelyn escalated her act. She started avoiding Dr. Nathan entirely, except when Amaka was present. Then she would flinch at his presence. She avoided eye contact. She pretended fear. Amaka noticed, and it broke her. One night, Amaka confronted her husband again, this time with anger. You are ruining my relationship with my mother. Dr. Nathan slammed his fist lightly on the table. I am innocent. This woman is destroying us. Amaka froze. Don't call my mother this woman, she snapped. That night, Dr. Nathan slept in the guest room. Evelyn lay awake, smiling in the dark. She whispered softly, soon you will have nowhere else to run. And outside, rain poured heavily, as if the heavens themselves were warning of what was coming. Amaka couldn't take it anymore. Every corner of the house felt heavy. Every silence screamed louder than words. Her husband barely spoke. Her mother cried every day, and her heart was tearing in two. One morning, Amaka packed a small bag. Daniel stood at the doorway confused. "Mommy, are you angry with Daddy?" he asked softly. Amaka knelt and hugged him tightly. "No, my love," she whispered, holding back tears. "Mommy just needs time." She turned to her mother. "Mama, I'm going to stay with a friend for a while," she said calmly. "Maybe distance will help us all." Evelyn gasped, pretending shock. "Oh no, you can't leave your marriage like this," she said, wiping tears. But inside her heart, she rejoiced. This was what she wanted. Amaka left that day. The house became quiet. Too quiet. Dr. Nathan returned from work and found the house empty. Her clothes were gone. Her laughter was gone. He sat on the couch for a long time, staring at nothing. Evelyn entered slowly. She left because she couldn't bear the shame anymore, she said softly. Dr. Nathan looked up sharply. "Stop," he warned. "You've done enough." Evelyn looked hurt. "I'm only trying to help." But the trap had closed. With Amaka gone, Evelyn changed completely. She no longer pretended to be sick. She dressed better. She spoke gently. She stayed close. Dr. Nathan struggled. He felt lonely, confused, broken. One night, power went out again. Darkness wrapped the house. Evelyn lit a candle and placed it on the table. "You haven't eaten," she said softly. "Let me serve you." He didn't resist. As they sat, memories flooded his mind. Loneliness, regret, anger. Evelyn spoke quietly. "She abandoned you," she said. "I stayed." Dr. Nathan looked at her. In that fragile moment, he was weak. Evelyn moved closer. She placed her hand on his. This time, he didn't push it away. The silence between them grew heavy. And in that silence, a terrible mistake was made. A line was crossed. A bond was broken forever. Later that night, as Dr. Nathan sat alone, his head in his hands, Evelyn stood in front of the mirror and whispered with satisfaction, "Now, even if the truth comes out, no one will believe you." Outside, the night swallowed the house whole. And somewhere else in the city, Amaka lay awake, her heart aching, unaware that the greatest betrayal of her life had just happened. Amaka couldn't sleep. No matter how hard she tried, her heart refused to rest. Something felt wrong. Not just sadness, not just pain, but danger. That morning, she made a sudden decision. She packed her bag and returned home without informing anyone. When she entered the compound, the house felt strange, too quiet, too careful. She pushed the door open. Dr. Nathan was in the sitting room, staring at the wall like a broken man. He looked up and froze. "Amaka," he whispered. She noticed it immediately. His eyes were red, his voice was weak, his spirit looked crushed. "Where's my mother?" Amaka asked. Dr. Nathan hesitated. She's resting," he said. Amaka walked straight to Evelyn's room. The door was slightly open. Inside, she saw her mother standing in front of the mirror, smiling. Not the smile of a sick woman, but the smile of someone who had won. Evelyn turned slowly. "My daughter," she said sweetly. "You didn't tell us you are coming." Amaka's chest tightened. Something inside her screamed. That night, as Amaka settled back into the house, she noticed more strange things. Her mother's sickness had disappeared. Evelyn laughed more. She moved freely. And worst of all, she avoided Amaka's eyes. The truth came from the one no one suspected, Daniel. That evening, Amaka was lying on the bed when the boy climbed beside her. "Mommy," he whispered, "why did Grandma sleep in Daddy's room when you were not here?" Amaka's heart stopped. "What did you say?" she asked slowly. Daniel looked confused. "I saw her," he said innocently. "She said she shouldn't tell you. She said it was a secret." The world collapsed. Amaka sat up suddenly. Her hands shook. She called her husband immediately. "Nathan," she said calmly, dangerously calm, "did my mother sleep in your room?" Nathan closed his eyes. Tears rolled down his face. He nodded. That was all. Amaka stood up without a word. She walked into her mother's room. Evelyn looked up. "What is it, my daughter?" Amaka's voice was ice. "You slept with my husband." The silence was loud. Evelyn's smile slowly faded, and in that moment, she realized the game was over. Evelyn did not deny it. She didn't scream. She didn't beg. She simply sat down slowly on the bed. And then she laughed. A low, bitter laugh that sent chills through Amaka's spine. "So you finally know," she said calmly. "I wondered how long it would take." Amaka stared at her mother like she was seeing a stranger. "You carried me for 9 months. You fed me. You prayed for me. How could you do this to me?" Evelyn's eyes hardened. "You stole my life first," she snapped. "I loved that man before you knew what love was. I waited for him for 20 years. You walked in and took him like he meant nothing." Amaka shook her head in disbelief. "You were my mother," she cried. "You were supposed to protect me." Evelyn stood up angrily. "No," she shouted. "I was a woman before I was your mother." Those words broke something inside Amaka forever. She turned away and walked into the sitting room. Dr. Nathan was on his knees. Tears streamed down his face. He said, "I was weak. I destroyed everything. I know I don't deserve forgiveness." Amaka looked at him for a long moment. Then she spoke quietly. "I trusted you with my life and with my child." She turned to Daniel and knelt beside him. "My son," she said gently, "we are going somewhere safe." She stood up and faced both of them. "This marriage is over," she said firmly. "And you," she turned to Evelyn, "you stopped being my mother the day you climbed into my husband's bed." Evelyn's face changed. Fear entered her eyes for the first time. "You can't abandon me," she said quickly. "I am your blood." Amaka's voice trembled, but she did not back down. "Blood does not give you the right to destroy me." She picked up her bag. At the door, she stopped and turned one last time. "I will not curse you, but I will never call you Mama again." She left. The door closed. The sound echoed like judgment. Months later, Amaka rebuilt her life slowly. She found peace. She found strength. She learned that walking away sometimes is the bravest act of love. Dr. Nathan lost everything. His marriage, his respect, his home. And Evelyn? She remained in that house, alone, with the silence she created. Neighbors whispered, family members avoided her, and every night she sat by the window, staring into the dark, holding the price of a love that should never have been pursued.
So tell me, what lessons have you actually learned? I would really love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. And remember to support this channel. Please subscribe, like the video, comment, just say something. Even a word could literally mean a whole lot. So I want you to tell me, what lessons have you learned from this story? Trust me, these are situations that most people actually go through. I want to hear how you dealt with the situation that you were faced with.